Aloha friends, I am inspired to read something I wrote a few days ago while the LA fires are burning. They still are burning right now. These worldwide events affect me quite deeply. I'm an extremely sensitive person. I won't go into a lot of story about it. You can hear what I wrote, but I'm going to jump right into it here. I wrote this because I really want to give people a sense of hope. I've been through a stage 4 cancer journey. I was referred to hospice 6 years ago with cancer throughout my body. So I feel like I have a perspective after facing my own death and so many friends and family members dying in a very short period of time in the last 9 years. So I was inspired to write this, and I hope it gives you a sense of hope and just an insight into some of these worldwide events that are very, very hard to emotionally deal with. So here we go. And I have a tablet here, so I'm going to be reading from here and still looking at you. So just so you know. Feeling the effect of the LA fires, which has had a similar impact on me as on the recent Lahaina Maui fires, I wrote this piece to express the depths of my emotions surrounding the experiences. I hope it brings you comfort. If you don't agree with all of my points, that is okay, but please be kind in your response. Mahalo for your consideration. As the Southern California fires burn with no end of sight in containment, I'm watching from afar as artistic friends of mine scramble to safety amidst losing their homes and everything that possesses a sense of normality. Nothing is predictable in this day and age. This total surrender to the chaos reminds me of my own journey with facing my possible death with stage 4 cancer. As the cancer spread throughout my body and threatened to steal my life force, I was in incredible physical pain and struggling to stay alive. Without going to the horrors of what I experienced physically, you can read more about it in my book, Grace, Grit, and Gratitude, A Cancer Thriver's Journey from Hospice to Full Recovery with the Healing Power of Horses, available in print and on audiobook. What I really want to share is that I had to learn to completely surrender to the discomfort I experienced. One of the biggest lessons of this path is that the more I struggle to resist the sensation of discomfort, whether it be physical or mental, the more I would prolong the agony of what was occurring. If I acknowledged and listened to the pain in my body or the intense emotion that was rolling through me, rather than attempting to ignore it, it would dissipate and release and soften rather than intensifying. This is some of what the horses teach me too. You can see them wandering around behind me most likely. These are crazy times. I could endlessly pontificate sharing my thoughts about what is occurring now, but more importantly, I want to encourage you to feel your feelings. The constant natural disasters are staggering. Not only are they hard to comprehend the why and how of it all, but they create trauma, shock, grief, anger, frustration, and hopelessness. It is okay to feel massive grief. I give you permission. It is normal. You are human after all. You do not have to pretend that these times are normal, as they are not. It takes great courage to live in these modern times. How can we pretend that witnessing constant apocalyptic disaster is normal when it is not? Brings up emotion. How can we know that across the world there is a brutal war going on and our brothers and sisters are starving, facing vast injustices when we are fortunate to be living a comfortable life? How do we stay awake and aware without going numb? The rooster agrees. When others are losing their homes, lives, family, and friends, and struggling to survive. Personally, my heart hurts. I find myself at times feeling hopeless and feeling the urge to numb out as it feels far too much to feel. I encourage you to feel your grief. Reach out to others. Talk about it. I can guarantee that you are not alone in your feelings. We are all human. As Michael Franti says, stay human. Without going into too much detail, I am far too aware of the discrepancies surrounding the Paradise, Maui, and now the LA fires. The similarities are far too uncanny. If you are brave enough to look beyond what the mainstream narrative is sharing, the pieces come together in ways where it all makes sense. I do believe that realizing the story behind these natural disasters that is far more than just climate change can be liberating and empowering. I'm also aware that this reality can be daunting to truly comprehend, and many do not want to see how it all lines up. Opening the mind to one incongruent fact can trigger a case of cognitive dissonance, which can threaten the everyday reality that we have been taught to believe is real. I do believe it is important to constantly question reality. This makes me think of the movie The Matrix, which might be a good thing to revisit in these tempestuous times. It's time to wake up, folks. The more we try to ignore what is unfolding before our eyes, we continue to give our power away. There is strength in unification and facing the reality that corporations and billionaires are wielding and directing the narrative. This can create a feeling of hopelessness in the individual, but the reality is that we are all individuals, all going through the same experience. Connect the individuals in the collective experience, and that is where the true power is. I do believe in the power of transformation. My motto is choose love over fear. And I printed out t-shirts, mermaid t-shirts, with that statement. This is not spiritual bypassing, but making a concrete choice to believe in the hope, connection, and expansion, rather than spiraling down into the realm of fear, terror, contraction, separation, anger, blame, and hatred. There is always a choice with how we choose to handle a challenging situation. We can choose to believe in the goodness of the human spirit, hope, and all that is unfolding before our eyes is for our own growth individually and collectively. We have the power to dictate our reality. It is so very easy to fall into a paralyzed state of fear when these natural disasters knock us off our axis. When I was facing death, I had to make a conscious choice to face my greatest fear, which was doing chemotherapy. I was terrorized of it. As I was in the active dying process, I knew it was my only possibility to live. I did it as I dearly wanted to be around and give my magnificent son every opportunity to thrive in his life. I had seen other cancer patient friends of mine pass at a tragically young age and saw the impact of how their deaths impacted their kids. My decision to do chemotherapy was not easy, but in reality, the terror and thoughts of what I attached to it about how hard it was going to be, the actual fear of it was worse than the actual reality. Not to say it was easy by any means. There is great power in claiming and embracing our authentic true nature. We are here for a reason now. I see that every soul, everybody you know, chose to be born during these times of great change. We all signed up for powerful transformation. I do think these calamities could push us to our edge to make us find our strength and realize just how powerful we are. That was how it was for me when I almost died from cancer, and how it still continues to be every day, walking with stage 4 cancer, even though I am NED, no evidence of disease. It still takes incredible courage to not fall into the fears and shadows that try to creep into my mind. In conclusion, remember who you are. There is a purpose for you. You are not born to suffer. You are born to shine. Let me say that again. You were born to shine. Believe and hope. We are stronger together. You are loved. You are beautiful. You will get through this. I believe in you, and I love you so much. Aloha ma from Kaua'i, Hawaii. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Take really good care of yourself during these times. You know, they're challenging. They're very challenging. I believe, like I said, these challenges are here to grow us, but it requires great strength and courage. Do what you need to do to find support, connect with the earth, connect with animals. There is a purpose for this, and there is a purpose for you. Aloha.